We all know that Manchester United have a big problem. And that problem was out there very clear for us to see in the game that we played against Hull City, losing 2-0 in the MKM Stadium. In the first game of the season, might I add. But the truth about it is that now that everything has gone to shit for the first game, Man United now are going helter-skelter in finding a left back that would be able to give them some je ne sais quoi, some boost in this league. But a lot of problems have also been coming with the options that they are talking about. Now everybody knows the name Lewis Hall, and every single person is focused and convinced that Lewis Hall is the right man for the job. But I'm here to tell you that I don't think he's the right, he might be the right man, but not the right time. And of course, when you then look down the pecking order, you see the likes of Alejandro Balde, you see the likes of David Raum, you see the likes of Jorge Salinas. All these players are really good players based on the stats of what they are able to do, based on the quality of what they're able to do. But today in this video, I'm going to be breaking it down on why Manchester United might not be looking at the right man for the job for this season and the season onwards. But this is what we are going to do in this video. We are going to be able to break it down based on the stats, based on what they are able to do. We are going to be looking at 4 specific stats on what I believe the right left back should be able to do for Manchester United. You should be able to have the engine. So we'll be looking at your heat map, whether you're able to go up and down as quick as possible, getting to the bar line and protecting your bar line. Second, we are going to be looking at the successful crosses that you have been able to put to your striker. I understand everybody has different strikers, and I understand everybody has different techniques. But we are also going to be looking at that because that would tell us what you'll be able to do in this season. Third, we are going to be looking at chances created and big chances created, because if you did not know, that is also an opportunity for what we are seeing in fullbacks. Think about Trent Alexander-Arnold. Think about Denzel Dumfries. Think about Nuno Mendes. Think about Afrak Hakimi. Those are the players that we need to be shooting forward to and getting. However, Manchester United cannot get any of those players out of their current teams. However, what we are going to be doing in this situation is giving you something closer, breaking it down based on the people that we are looking at and linked to, and we'll give you guys the reason why I think Luke Shaw is the right man, but in the wrong time. So far, we should not be getting not Luke Shaw, but Lewis Hall right now. Let's break it down. So we are going to be starting very clearly with the likes of Luke Shaw. We're going to start with what Luke Shaw does based on the 4 things that we spoke about, and we are going to break it down in that sense. Luke Shaw, looking at his heat map, pretty good so far. He's a good player. We understand that. He has the ability to go up and down. However, he doesn't get to the bar line often enough. Luke Shaw, of course, has already played 60 games last season. And those 60 games are absolutely insane because that's the first time that he has been able to do it. Plus, we need Luke Shaw to be able and be versatile enough to go from that left back to centre back at will. So playing him in a lot of games in this situation, in this season, would be doing him a disservice. That is the reason why we want a new left back. He is 31 years of age also, so that is also problematic. However, let's look at the stats so far. Last season, successful crosses for Luke Shaw was 17.0. That is bad. That right there is bad. Average is at least 20. That is average. Average, you need an average of 20% of successful crosses. Now let's look at the line-breaking passes for Luke Shaw. Absolutely brilliant. 264. One of our best line-breaking passes last season. So we have to give him credit. Chances created, 16. Average at best. Big chances created, 1. Successful crosses, 9. For the entire season, 9. That right there is problematic. It is problematic to the highest order. And that is the reason why Manchester United are looking for a left back. So that brings us to the man of the hour, which is Lewis Hall. Because in Lewis Hall, you would think Lewis Hall is the best thing since sliced bread based on what he's able to do. However, Lewis Hall is not the right man yet. And that's the key word, yet. Because Lewis Hall has the ability, the technical ability, and everything is full in that package. He's able to go back, forth. He has the engine. You understand? He's defensively sound, but where he lacks the most is going forward. He absolutely puts his head down. Majority of the time, he is forward. Doesn't get to the bar line often enough for my liking, but what is the stats actually saying? 4 successful crosses. Lewis Hall is 19.60. That is average at best. It's actually average. 20% is what I gave you guys. That is technically the average for that particular stat. Successful crosses last season was 20. 20 successful crosses entirely in that Newcastle team that had Wissa, that had Osula, that had Votomada. Yes, they did not do a lot of crossing. However, that is also a problem. Third is the big chances created. He created 5 big chances last season from the 25 chances that he created. So Lewis Hall is showing us improvement. Lewis Hall is showing us that he has the ability to get better. He has the ability to get to a position where things work out well for him. However, I don't think it's ready yet. I don't think he is ready yet. I think this is a point in time where he needs to just dig deep and get to the point that we need him to be. Because learning on the job at Manchester United can be excruciating because the fans do not give you a goddamn breathing chance. And that is the reason I think Lewis Hall is not the right man right now. But then leaves us to Jorge, right? I think that's how you pronounce his name. Jorge Salinas from Racing Santander. What a beautiful name. He is a good player. 19 years of age. 6 foot tall. We absolutely need him. You understand? He's also very cheap. But this is where things absolutely get a little bit difficult. Because yes, he was playing in League 2 last season. That right there is also a knock because he didn't really play in Ligue 1 for me to then say, okay, your stats are good enough for me to be like, okay, let me look at that. But even in League 2 last season, right? He's now in La Liga. In League 2 last season was a disappointing showdown. It was. Because when you look at his ability to go up and down, he has that. Doesn't reach the bar line as often as I would like, but he has it. He still has the engine. Absolutely great, in my opinion, based on the numbers. Has the ability to play majority of the games. He played 33 matches and started 30. Pretty good ability and turnaround. He's got 7 assists last season for Racing Santander. However, this is where the successful crosses comes into play. He had 15.4% successful crosses last season. Worse than Luke Shaw. Yes, he's 19 years of age. Yes, he's growing. But why are we taking a 19-year-old to replace Luke Shaw when we need a team to compete right now? I understand he's someone that could come in there as an understudy to whoever is going to be the starter. But we need a starter and not an understudy. We have Diego Leon to be an understudy. We have Harry Amas to be an understudy. We should not be getting Jorge Salinas as an understudy for Luke Shaw. It doesn't make any sense. Not to me anyway. His successful crosses last season was 2 in the entire season. This is the total amount. For his 2,609 minutes played, he had 2 successful crosses. His big chances created were 5, and of course, chances created was 26. Now, I understand that when you're looking at an entire player, you're looking at the passes, his ability to dribble past, his understanding of line breaking passes as a left back, his ability to go up and down. I understand that his duels won. He is a good player, but not the player that Manchester United need right now. Now let's go to the next player, and that is what's his name? Alejandro Balde. Alejandro Balde is the person that everybody's talking about right now because Barcelona has just come out and said, or the reports that we are hearing so far is saying that Balde is not going to be, he's going to be surplus of requirements this season. So he is probably going to be out of that squad. But when you look at Balde and his stats so far last season, Balde in 2025-26 season, what we saw is his ability to go up and down, and he's very, very pacey. So he has that athleticism that Manchester United needs. His duels are pretty okay. You understand? They are okay. They are not world beaters. You understand? 93 duels won last season. Successful dribbles 59%. Pretty good. But the key part about what we are talking about in this video specifically for our left back, having the ability to cross the ball to Benjamin Šeško to give him a 20-goal season, which is what we are focused on and what we need at Manchester United. His successful crosses was 21.4% successful crosses. So above average. Above average. He had a successful cross of 6 times. It got to the person that he was looking for. Big chances created was 4 times. Chance created was 23. I have to give him credit. That is a good turnaround. But the big problem is that it is not what we need. It's not to the standard of what we should be looking at as Manchester United Football Club. And that brings me to David flipping Raum. The one that I believe that should be the person that Manchester United gets. Not just because that he has played with Benjamin Šeško and they have already built an understanding of how Benjamin Šeško loves his run from in behind, from further rather than from close range to the defenders. And he understands how to float the ball to Benjamin Šeško. Let's look at what he did last season when Benjamin Šeško was not even in that team with him. He was not even in that team with Benjamin Šeško. The last time that Benjamin Šeško was with him was in the 24-25 season. You understand? It was in the 24-25 season. And he had a worst crossing percentage when Benjamin Šeško was there. But what we saw last season, and this is the key part, is that last season was a brilliant season where we saw one of the best crossing percentage. His ability to go up and down the pitch was prevalent. It was really clear for us to see. Yes, he's 28 years of age. I understand that. But for the love of God, his successful dribbles was 34.5% successful dribbles. Successful crosses in the entire season was 84. 84! Compared to the people that I'm talking about, that we just spoke about. He had 84. He dwarfs every single one of them. Add all of them together, they do not get to 84 successful crosses. Big chances created, 22. And guess what? He created 96 chances last season. What does that tell us? That he has the ability to create like Trent. He has the ability to create like Hakimi. He has the ability to create like Nuno Mendes. That is who we should be getting. His aerial duels won. He is 48.5%. Not the best, but average. You understand? Not the best, but average. So when you look at his his defending contributions, 191 defensive contributions in the 90 percentile. The tackles, 48. Interceptions, 30. Block shots, 9. Fouls committed, 29, which is one of the best that we have seen so far. His recovery runs, 153. His possession, 1 in the final third, 8 possession, 1 in the final third. He got only dribbled past 28 times. His clearances last season was 104. Clean sheets, 8. Goals conceded while he was on the pitch was 8. It was goals conceded while he was on the pitch, 34. Goals conceded on the pitch, 34. Did not get a red card one time last season. That is who we should be looking for. That is the player that we should be targeting. That is the player that we should be going for. And that is my choice for the left back for right now. Now you can tell me, why are we going for a 28-year-old left back? And I'm here to tell you that the reason is, and it ties into Lewis Hall. We get a 20-year-old left back right now that plays 1, 2, 3 seasons and that gets an understudy of Lewis Hall as an understudy next year. What we then see is David Raum playing Champions League games and Lewis Hall playing Premier League games. And Lewis Hall learning from David Raum, and we get the best out of both. We get a 22-year-old player that is learning from a 29-year-old man that has the ability to teach him how to put those crosses early, to the 23 or 24-year-old Benjamin Šeško. This is how you build a team. This is how you build succession plans. This is how you make Manchester United go and challenge for the title. Manchester United, do the right thing. It is clear in the numbers. It is clear with the eye test. It is clear that David Raum is the man for the job. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments. Make sure you guys hit that like button. And it's been real. I'm your boy, Manny Oshamu. I'll see you guys in the next one.